Hi everyone, thank you for joining me. This is Connie. Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you my Woodland Hedgehog scrapbook layout. Got a couple of photos here from trip, well, I shouldn't say trip, but a little jaunt my great niece and I took to our local park, and I just took some photos while I was watching her play, or supposed to be. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The paper pieces, let me get my photos out of the way and my other paper, and then you can see them better, and I'll give you a little bit of idea of what I did on most of them. And the grass I'll explain in a moment. Also, sorry, get this stuff out of the way. Okay, so my first paper piece, again, Woodland Hedgehogs. They're from Marjorie Ann Designs. I did pop up, I don't know if you can see very well, the head and the muzzle. Okay, just this arm and this leg. The rest is all flat. Oh, no, I did pop up the top front of his hair. And on the nose, I put glossy accents. I'm going to try something once. One moment. See if this will help. Oh, a little bit. We're just going to get a shadow. I'm going to try to turn it off. Sorry, I'm trying to get my lighting and stuff straight, so I apologize. So I did put first some, on this one, I used Blizzard Glitter Snowflake from Pops of Color. And the other one, I think I did this, yeah, I did the same thing. And then I put glossy accents over the top. And then I just drew in the lines on these mushrooms. They are just precious. I just love them. And on this, I put a little bit of um, the same glitter snowflake from Pops of Color. That's from scrapbook.com. And this centerpiece is liquid pearls in, oh, let's see. Good grief, it's on here. Orange blossom. So you can see that okay. It's really pretty. And then on her, I popped up her bow and her head, but it did not pop up her muzzle. I kind of forgot. Popped up this leg only. I popped up the flower and then the arm. And the leaves are also popped up, dimensional. This, I did put foam tape on the back of the tree. I wasn't going to use the tree, and I ended up deciding to use it. This um, mushroom set, I just popped from the back only, so it's or straight with the tree, or well, it'll be a little bit off, but that's okay. But anyway, you get the gist of it. And then I drew the lines in. So because my Cricut and I don't always get along on these little tiny pieces, and I did not want to glue them on, I did a white piece of this top one, and I hit the contours. And then I took the white pieces that you should have cut, and I just put them on this piece and cut it out. So I attached it. I did the same thing for this. Those are not separate little circles. They are cut out of this top layer. I can't do that anymore. I don't know. If it would have been a little bit bigger, I would have. And then what I did was this grass that's on here and any of the grass, I just duplicated different sizes and stuff from the grass that's part of the set. So, and then my paper, other than a couple digital pieces, or a couple pieces, my printed paper is all from Prairie Fabrica, and it's the potting shed, if you happen to wonder and want to use what I'm using. So go ahead and get started, and I'll try to get you some sizes. I have such a mess here, so I do apologize. So everything I'm going to build off of this 12 by 12 layout, but this is driving you nuts that this is so crooked. Would me. Just the way if I turn my camera too much, we'll just have a mess. This is just my background base. I'm gonna cover everything up for this one. This is about 3¼ inch by 12 inches. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that on. And I think, yeah, so go on the top and the bottom, and they're both the same. So to give you an idea, I'm gonna be scrapbooking in the dark here pretty soon. I didn't turn any lights on because all of a sudden the sun went down, and I guess maybe it's later than I thought. I don't know. Oh, I'm really bad at paying attention to time anymore, as I don't sleep very well, so I never know what time it is. Okay. And let's see, use this edge to burnish it down. And then I'm going to put my bottom piece also. And even though these colors are more like a fall color, really, it was August when I took these pictures just this year. But I'm just going to go with it because the pictures you can see it's still bright and sunny and they're outdoors. So I'm just trying to not have to buy a bunch of paper because I got some, but I just, um, yeah, not being able to actually look at it. And so much of the time I don't actually want maybe the whole package that I get. So I've just been either printing or using what I have. I finally learned how to use and resize and work with digital paper, so that's a bonus. And if you see all this other junk on my desk, just please excuse it. I don't clean it off for my videos anymore. I don't have enough space. This is 6.5 inches tall by 12 inches wide. And you'll see a seam in the middle. I'm okay with that because there's so much going on. This is not seamless digital paper, and there is so much going on with the layout that it doesn't bother me at all. I could size it to 12 inches and then, crop it down. I didn't feel like messing with that. So I can do that also. I just, excuse me, do what works. Now I'm going to put this down. I want more at the top than at the bottom. So I'm actually bringing this down and I'll measure in a moment. You can put it, wherever you want. Mm, Obviously, I'll need to cut that piece off the side and I'll re-ink it because it'll never fit in the scrapbook page if I don't. So, and my paper trimmer, well, has to be cleaned out really well because the track is just full of lint and paper, you know, uh, what do I want to say? The paper trappings and stuff. And my blade is dull. And I know you can use copy paper underneath whatever paper you print. And that doesn't even work anymore. That's how I know my blade is really, really bad. This is 3.25 inches tall. And I have to order some things, but I keep forgetting when I do order to order them. So I'm going to have to start a list pretty soon. I don't need too much, but yeah. And thank you, Deb, for that hint. I forget to use the copy paper under whatever I'm trimming because, yeah, I could use my rotary blade. That would work perfectly fine. I just forget about that too because I usually don't haul it all out. Okay, I'm going to use this. It might be crooked for you guys in a moment or for a minute, but it's not for me. So, because I want this also down further. I have washed my fingers and hands so many times today. I've finally given up. Um, okay, again, I need to trim this off a little bit. Before I forget, and I have to fight what to get to in the page protector. Okay, so it's just a measuring. This blue piece, or the bluish color piece, is down about 3.25 inches. This yellow piece from the top is down about 5 5/8. Okay, and then we have these two little strips, and they are 1/4 inch by 12 inches. So that helped, I hope. And probably wouldn't have to glue these all the way across. However, sometimes if I don't, they get caught on my page protectors and stuff. So these are going right here. Just as best I can manage to get them straight. Kind of using my circles as a guide and the ends of the paper too. And if it's not perfectly straight, it's okay. It's mine. I've gotten to a point where it does not have to be as perfect as can be. I do it the best I can anymore because I don't put quite that much pressure on myself anymore. It's not good for me. And as I was working on this, I'm going to I will try to remember to link the Pinterest layout that I took, and so hopefully you can go and see it, that I got the inspiration from. It's quite different from the layout itself, the finished layout that I used the inspiration for, but yet I was happy with it. It worked. So, okay, now I'm going to put my grass in, and I'm not gluing this down other than just the bottom, because I'm hoping once it's in my layout or my page protector, it will not come out again. And I am laying these off the side, okay, and I will cut them off. I wanted them to go all the way to the edge, so that's why I'm doing it this way. And I don't even know how many I made of these, just enough to get it all the way across. I'm layering some, and that's another reason not for me not to glue it down, because then I can put them behind. And like I said, they're different heights and different sizes, so good with that. And let's see. Okay. I hope everyone's doing well. It's been a challenging summer, but making things work, doing the best I can. All we can ask for anybody, right? Um, have a lot of new and new appointments in September that I wasn't planning on, so I will be very busy with a lot of that. But there again, I managed to make things work. I'm trying to think. I want this here, I believe, but I don't want it to. Um, I kind of want to use this as a guide because I want it to be, come on, over that a little bit. So I'm going to put this almost to the bottom. Sorry if I sound kind of snippy today. I don't mean to. Um, my allergies are already acting up, which is about typical for this time of year. But excuse me. So I apologize. I don't mean to sound, you know, snippy and stuff. That's not my intention. Okay. Now I'm just going to I'm going to find all the rest that I have here for what I do have. Don't have too much here left. So I've got one. These are the pieces I have left for grass. And I just use random pieces. Um, that one there. No, let's see. I know this one's going quite far over, so we'll just put this one over further. And I'm really basically just lining them up with the border piece here, okay? And it helps me to know what I want where by putting my pieces in. So let's see. I'm going to put this one over there. And yeah, because these are shorter than the other ones, I'm not going to worry about, you know, trying to put anything behind or whatnot. Okay, now I've got these two, and let's see. I think it's better to go here and here. Yeah, I got this figured out now. I have changed things around on this layout so many times that you really wonder sometimes if I know what I'm doing. Just a moment here. To make sure my video was still, or my camera was still going. Ugh, I don't know lately. Took me forever to get the tripod set up. I don't know. I take it down and I don't know why I should just leave it up and move it around, swivel it, but I don't. And I always have a problem with it. My scissors out of the way. Okay, so it's just kind of, you can make them higher, lower, however you want. It's really however you want to do this. So, so far, I need to put her down. So I kind of know where that tree can go. And I'm using again the border kind of to anchor these. You don't have to, just what I decided to do. And I'm not gluing every little spike of her hair down. We'll be here forever. I used to do all of that, and I just can't do that anymore. Okay, and then this is going on top of this frame, so we're kind of going to see where it can go, because I really want the truck in the background to still show. That's why I did the picture that way, and get this little guy out of the way. These little leaves on here are quite fragile. You wonder what I'm trying to figure out here. So I kind of want it here. Um, and I don't care that part of the picture is okay. So kind of know where I want that. We'll use the top part here. And I'm using this as a guide spot, 1 3/4. Okay. Okay, I'm glad I made a note. Open at top. So what I'm going to do, uh, I have with this, oh shoot, I think I deleted them. I'll have to go back and look. But there are some tags with the ephemera for the potting shed. And I want to put some journaling in this. So instead of having to make my own journaling tag, I'll just use the ephemera, but I need to leave it open back there. So if I don't make notes for myself, that's what happens. Okay, now I kind of want to get this so it's um, so when I just mushroom, that piece was the first one I made. And I design everything in Cricut Design Space when I do my layouts. Well, about 100%, 90% of the time, 95% of the time. And I don't know why I made that smaller. Don't get me wrong. Again, keep in mind, I was not going to use my tree, this tree here. And I was just going to put the mushroom down here in the corner. Well, then I decided to use the tree. And after I got things, kind of laid out and dry pieced and stuff more, I thought, well, I'm glad I did make this smaller because it kind of looks like it's off in the distance a little bit. So it's got some perspective if that makes any sense to you. So it all worked out. I don't want to put that down yet till I figure out where I'm putting this. Pretty sure I'm going to put it here. I did pop this up because the dimension here, and I didn't want it to be too far off center. But thinking, and I think I'm sticking with this. I've been known to change my mind. Yeah, I'm going to go with this. Now, um, I am going to pop this up also. So maybe. Isn't that terrible? I don't know. I'm not going to put, I think if I can get this straight. Okay. Kind of want this. It's about as centered as I'm going to go. The frame, so to speak, I use dies that I have in my stash and just cut them out. I've got to learn to start using more of what I have in my stash. I should have used it for that, but I'm not sure 100%. Trying to fill up this green gap a little bit. That's why I'm doing this. Um, just barely going to get it covered. Yeah, that's good. That's down. I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to put a little bit of, just a little piece of foam tape on the back here on the bottom. And the coloring is a little bit off on the video. I apologize. It's not quite as orangey. It is the paper and stuff. It is a little bit more muted than what it looks. So I apologize for that. And I think I better put something on the leaves just to kind of hold them a little bit. Okay, so might be a little bit too wide. I'm not used to using this big scissors. Good grief. If I ever tell anybody that I cut my fingers, you know why? Because they get in the way of that scissors. So anyway, I'm trying to get some more things done. I got a project I want to start. It's a half of the, this one doesn't need any foam tape on it. And this one doesn't. Maybe I'm going the wrong direction. Let's see. Yeah, I put the foam tape on wrong. Oh my. Go figure. And it will need to be on this sleeve. Well, anyway, I was gifted, thank you, Deb, some half of the what is it? Those things, the composition notebooks. And so I'm going to do a sunflower notebook design, kind of like a junk journal. I think this one will be for me. I might do another one with a different theme, maybe just a fall theme. I'm not sure. The reason I decided to do sunflower was just today I saw the design, the free design from Cadoodlebug Designs with the, am I looking for the word? The watering can, or the can with the, like the milk can type thing with the sunflower in it. And I have all kinds of digital images for sunflowers, so I thought that's what I'm going to make with that, one of them. Okay, let's trim off the back, or well, from the back, the little greens here. Please do leave a comment if you have any questions. I have an idea. Leave a comment for this too, please. But I've been thinking about making some paper pieces, photo frames, and gifting those. Instead of the whole layout, it would be cheaper for postage. That's my only thinking. So, because 12 by 12, it's very expensive to ship by the time you have to, what do I want to say? Um, protect it and stuff so it doesn't bend and that whatnot. So anyway, this is my finished layout. Again, I apologize for the mess here, but I want to thank everyone for joining me. I hope you guys have an awesome day and take care. Thanks for watching.